Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Hub back into the video today. And today, the Chicago Bears are trading for wide receiver and six-time Pro Bowler Keenan Allen, and they are trading a 2024 fourth-round pick over to the Los Angeles Chargers for Keenan Allen, the six-time Pro Bowler. Reason why this trade is happening, number one, is because the Bears want to get a wide receiver, of course. But the big reason why the Chargers are letting go of Keenan Allen is because he was not going to take a pay cut, which this is not the first time the Chargers have had this issue this offseason. Mike Williams, same issue happened with Mike Williams. That's why he got released. Now, Khalil Mack did take a pay cut, so he'll be staying with the team. Now, what happens with Joey Bosa is unclear from now, but I love this trade for the Bears, and I'm gonna get into depth. We're gonna get really deep into this trade and what I think the Bears should do after this deal of trading for Keenan Allen. And I'm going to talk about something the Bears should do, but they won't do, and I think it's so stupid that they're not going to do it. So they acquired Keenan Allen, six-time Pro Bowler. He's had six in his career. He's had 1,000 receiving yards or more 6 different times in his career. And there's also one other season in but keep in mind, he's played 11 seasons, 6 Pro Bowls. There's one season in his career, 2016, he only played 1 game. So I don't really want to count that season as a year of where he wasn't a Pro Bowler. So he's been a Pro Bowler 6 out of 10 seasons, and also he's had 1,000 receiving yards in 6 out of 10 seasons as well. I'm not going to count that 2016 season. I know that technically it does count, but he only played 1 game. So, all right. But this past season, 2023, he put up some unreal numbers, even though the Chargers sucked. He played 13 games with 13 starts, 150 targets with 108 receptions, 1,243 receiving yards with 7 touchdowns. Look, we see some really talented wide receivers put up those type of numbers, but in 13 games, it makes it more impressive that he did that in 13 games. And I think, playing with such a talented quarterback like Justin Herbert is a big thing, a big reason why Keenan Allen is giving those big numbers. But still, he is such a talented wide receiver, and he put up some great numbers in 2023. And also not to mention the fact is that a couple. Well, did he? I think he might have played like 1 or 2 games. I don't know. His time didn't overlap with Easton Stick that much. I think they might have played 1, and if not 1, 2 games with each other. It might have been just 1 game that Easton Stick and Keenan Allen played together. So he did play a game or 2 with Easton Stick as his quarterback and put up 1,200 receiving yards. But here's the thing. Here's what the Chicago Bears should do, and I've heard a couple of people talk about it. The Bears can form up the best wide receiver trio of all time, in my opinion. Or I don't know about of all time, but one of the best wide receiver trios in a while, if they would obviously they're bringing in Keenan Allen, keep DJ Moore. I don't think DJ Moore is not going to go anywhere. You have the first overall pick. Don't draft Caleb Williams. I think he has some talent. I'm not going to say he doesn't, but the potential of adding in Marvin Harrison Jr., who, since I've been watching football since 2015, and paying attention to football since I was probably 9, maybe 8. This is the best wide receiver I've seen come out of a draft. And I'm not saying he's the best wide receiver ever to come out of a draft, which you could definitely argue to it, but he definitely, since I've been watching football, is the most talented prospect wide receiver coming out of the draft since I've been watching football, which was, I think, 2016 is when I started watching football. So you pair Marvin Harrison Jr. with Keenan Allen, who just had 1,200 receiving yards in 13 games. DJ Moore, who obviously just did what he did with the Bears. I mean, let's go over what DJ Moore did this past season with the Bears. DJ Moore in 2023 with the Bears had, in his first season with Chicago, he played all 17 games with 17 starts, had 1,300 receiving yards, 1,364 with 8 touchdowns and 96 receptions. He also had 1 rushing touchdown for 21 yards. So that's what he did for the Bears in 17 games. So you pair a guy who had 1,300 receiving yards with the Bears with someone who had 1,200 receiving yards with the Chargers. Put those two guys together, and then you have Marvin Harrison Jr. Draft him first overall. Keep Justin Fields. Why trade Justin Fields? I mean, number one, his trade value is terrible. There is no trade value. You're not going to get decent value for someone you drafted high in the first round and someone who's still a talented quarterback. Look, Justin Fields, he was playing good at the end of the second half of the season last year, and I honestly think that if you look at the weapons that have been added in, it's gonna totally be different. He threw 2,562 passing yards with 16 passing touchdowns and 9 interceptions in only 13 games, and the Bears had a record of 5-8 when Justin Fields was the starting quarterback. And if you really rule out the rough start that he had with the Bears, where they started off like 0-3 or 0-4, whatever it was. Outside of that, they went 5-4 or 5-5 the rest of the way after that rough start to start off the season when they started off like 0-4. And, he looked really good in the second half of the season, in my opinion. And what do you think is going to happen when you add in Keenan Allen? If you kept Justin Fields and Keenan Allen has been added in, also you add in my opinion, if you end up getting Justin Fields, if you end up keeping Justin Fields, you draft Marvin Harrison Jr., pair him with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, and you've also signed DeAndre Swift to a 3-year, $24 million deal. You have signed Gerald Everett, tight end, who is former teammate of Keenan Allen, former Charger, to be the backup tight end next to Cole Kmet. So with weapons added in of Keenan Allen, Marvin Harrison Jr., Gerald Everett, tight end, and DeAndre Swift at running back, tell me why Justin Fields wouldn't take the next step that is needed. Because if he wouldn't be able to take the next step with that team, that offense, then he's truly is not a talented quarterback. But for the numbers he put up with his, the team he had last year, and, for what the numbers he put up with the current roster they had last year, he also, not to mention, also had, last season he had, I think, 285 rushing yards. He had 285 rushing yards last season. No, that can't be right. But I don't know why it says 285, but that's not possible. He definitely had way more. But, honestly, I think the Bears would be really successful. I think they'd be a playoff team if you keep Justin Fields and he has the wide receivers of Marvin Harrison Jr., Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore. I mean, who's going to stop that wide receiver trio right there? What defense is going to be able to stop those 3 guys right there? I don't think you could name a defense that would be able to stop those 3 guys. I think the only person that would be able to stop those guys is Justin Fields, and that is if he's playing terrible football. So, honestly, if I'm the Bears, I keep Justin Fields. You draft Marvin Harrison Jr. With the 9th overall pick, you can focus on your defense, upgrade the defense. You've already done that with signing Kevin Byard as well. I think the Bears would be a playoff team. I think the Bears could be a playoff team if they draft Caleb Williams instead, and then Caleb Williams has Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. But I think it'd be totally different for the Bears with Fields, with his, how good of a rushing quarterback he is. And then he has the wide receivers of Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Marvin Harrison Jr., DeAndre Swift at running back, and then his tight ends are Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett. That's an OP offense right there. And, for the Bears, it's for what we've seen from them in the past, what Fields has had, this is a crazy offense if the Bears would do that. But they probably won't. They're going to trade Fields. They're going to get a terrible, the get back for Fields will be terrible. It'll be probably a 4th-round pick. Look, Mac Jones is worth, a 6th-round pick the Patriots got for him. And then also we saw Sam Howell worth the Commanders had to give up they had to send a 6th and a 4th and they had to send Sam Howell a 6th and a 4th and also and then they got back a 3rd and a 5th. So Fields, I think, would probably be worth a 4th and a 6th-round pick, probably. I think that's what they'd probably get for him. So why would you do that? I mean, honestly, Fields has the talent to play with that team. Fields has the talent to go 5-8 with the team, that he had last year. He has the talent to be to turn the Bears into a playoff team if adding in Keenan Allen, Marvin Harrison Jr., and adding in Keenan Allen, Marvin Harrison Jr., DeAndre Swift, Gerald Everett, and then other pieces on defense, drafting defense 9th overall, and then also Kevin Byard. So there's no way with that offense and that team, the Bears are not a playoff team. With Justin Fields and those 3 wide receivers, that's what the Bears should do. Let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comment section, and peace out.